like a ball player. No matter where you go, you are what you are, player. And you can try to change, but that's just the top layer. Man, you was who you was before you got here. Only can judge me, so I'm gone. Either love me or leave me alone.
It is a weeping in the morning and a natural thing. It is a weeping in the morning and a natural thing. It is a when we come to my song with the champion sound.
Okay.
Drop it to the flow. Make that. Whoa, make the ground move. That's
Okay.
Say yay, don't we do this every day? I worked them long nights to get a payday. Finally got paid, now I need shade and a vacate. And sitting still hating, so much hate I need a vacate.
Okay.
Now we out in Perry, yeah I'm Perry-aing. Give her that, cause that's why I was born and raised in.
Okay. Okay.
It's Audemars like Mardi Gras. That's Swiss time and that's excellence. Two-door preference. Roof gone, George Jefferson. That on that pound cake so your Duncan Hines irrelevant. Woo! Lambo, Mercy, Lago, she go wherever I go, wherever we go, we do it pronto.
Okay.
It's like
champion sound. The bugle that blows the many times and it's still on one more time. Let's get your mother.
doors up. I threw yo blitz on the tour bus. I threw yo blitz on the private jet. You know what that mean? I'm fly to death. I step in Def Jam building like I'm the Tell them give me 50 million and I'ma quit. Most rappers taste level ain't at my waist level. Turn up the bass till it's up in your face.
Welcome to 2K Sports in the NBA. I'm your host, Damon Bruce. A special presentation of the NBA.
Welcome, basketball fans, to a very special Veterans Day edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. Lakers looking to make the most out of their home court advantage here at Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. You love to get the ball rolling early in the season. That's what they've done.
Checking out Los Angeles, they've continued their outstanding play. I mean, they're definitely one of those teams that everybody has in their sights again this year.
Well, you know, this is a team that doesn't have any glaring weaknesses. I mean, they're strong across the board on that roster. And I think as long as they stay solid and they stay healthy, it wouldn't surprise me if they made a strong push into the playoffs.
With Divac sitting on the bench, this is who Keith Smart has out there. Griffin is out there with DeMarcus Cousins. Then there's Robertson. Then it's Peja Stojakovic. And it's Crystal in at the two-guard spot. And for the Lakers, Magic Johnson is out there with Pau Gasol. Then there's Shaquille O'Neal. Then there's Kobe. And it's Dimes in at the one.
Last season was the sixth straight, Kevin, where the Kings failed to make the playoffs. And really, they haven't been in postseason contention for any of those 6 years.
Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him two chances at the free throw line here. Clark, you're right, 6 years, but it seems much longer than that for some reason, doesn't it, for the Kings? They're so used to making the playoffs in the years leading up to this drought.
Well, prior to that, Kevin, they had made the playoffs 8 consecutive years before this 6-year drought. So, boy, it's been a strange run for Sacramento. Some ups and downs, and let's hope they can get this thing turned back in the right direction.
Off the drop step, and he hits the jump shot. Dimes got his first 2 points of the night.
Boy, is he spit polished offensively. His ability to break down defenses is one of their driving forces.
Passes it to Griffin. Offensive rebound. Cousins. And there's the
Oh, come on.
On the basket here, following the goaltending call.
He almost got to that shot in time, but not quite. You can't touch the ball once it's on the way down.
Crowd not happy at all with that call, Clark.
You know what? I hope these officials, Steve, have thick skin, and I know they do because, what a huge play.
Jesus.
I tell you what, you need to archive that one for the highlight tape.
Oh, yeah, that is a keeper. You're correct.
Man, that was incredible.
Yeah.
And those plays will give your team a huge boost.
Well, for Lakers head coach Mike Brown, one thing you can say, he'll never come into a game underprepared. I mean, great attention to detail, extremely hard-working. He's a guy who leaves nothing to chance.
Oh, my God. Blake is strong.
This has been the start that they had hoped for, coming out knocking down 4 of their first 5 shots.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Kevin, a short time ago, Keith Smart and I were able to catch up. One player he doesn't want to overlook is Pau Gasol. He said Pau has that hook shot that is nearly impossible to guard, and that most of their defense on Pau will be centered around denying him the ball and forcing him to catch it away from the basket. We'll see if they can execute that plan, guys.
Thanks, Doris. And we're talking about Lakers head coach Mike Brown, Steve. What have you noticed about his style as a coach?
Well, Kevin, I played for Mike Brown in San Antonio when he was an assistant. He is very meticulous and methodical in his approach, detail-oriented. His practices are very well organized and scripted. He's really a fun guy to be around, very charismatic. So I think he's got all the tools to be a great head coach. It's just a matter of really developing and growing with this Laker team.
Kobe dishes to O'Neal. Nice concentration to hit the double clutch layup.
When you can make adjustments to the shot in midair and mid-range and still knock it down, you know you're flowing.
And he's got his first chance at the line here. The free throw off from O'Neal.
Well, the question for DeMarcus Cousins has never been talent. It's just about maturity and consistency.
Ooh.
Early last season with Sacramento,
Asia.
there were reports that he had asked the Kings organization for a trade. They responded by basically telling him he needed to grow up. But what was encouraging was that he really played better as the season went along. Got a ton of talent. If he can ever put it together, he could be an all-star.
Here's Griffin. Spins to the middle. That's in.
Oh, my
God. Robertson. Robertson's got 4 assists in the game. Christie against Kobe. Baseline try. The shot will not go. And the Kings going the other way now. And you go back to Cousins last season. He improved his scoring and Clark his rebound.
And I think he started to really take better advantage of his strength inside, Kevin. He has
They're so deadly from
a
three-point.
lot of different things as an inside player. But his size, strength, and good hands make him special.
Kicks to Gasol. Shoots over Griffin. Gasol no good.
Well, you know what? You really expect him to knock that jumper down when he gets a good look like that.
Here's Robertson. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. And here's Kobe for 3. And yes, sir, that one drops. Kobe's got 10 points.
Well, one of the things that makes him special is his tendency to become red hot in just a matter of seconds. And you never know when it's coming. All it takes is a shot or two, and he's rolling.
There's one other thing about him that I like. It's how easy he makes it look to change his shot in midair. And usually with defenders all around him. Because of that, it's really hard to block one of his shots.
What?
With the rebound. Well, it was the Los Angeles Lakers winning their last game against Golden State.
And that was such an entertaining game, guys. It would have been even without
Holy
overtime,
shit, dude.
But that just made it more special.
Yeah, and once they were able to get it into overtime, they showed some real mental toughness.
Made the Kings a little tough.
Some changes for the Lakers. Russo's checked in for Shaq. Worthy comes in for Pau Gasol. And West subs in for Dimes. And the Kings will go for a different look here. Adi Divac's checked in for Cousins. Hayes comes in for Blake Griffin. Tyreek Evans is checked in for Christie. And it's Brooks in for Robertson.
Right out of the gate, just filling it up.
Both teams are, guys. I mean, points coming fast and furious.
Evans goes in. Brooks back to Evans. Over Kobe. He's off from 17 feet. From deep. And again, it's the Lakers from deep.
Since the first tip, he's been red hot from long range. He's in the zone right now.
Kings leading now by 4. Feeds it to Evans. Big group substitution here for the Lakers. Lamar Odom, he's checked in for LaRusso. World Peace comes in for James Worthy. Horry's checked in for Magic Johnson. And it's Dimes in for West. And then for Sacramento, Robinson's checked in for Hayes. Robertson comes in for Peja Stojakovic. And it's Isaiah Thomas in for Aaron Brooks.
He is always so in control, guys. Even when he's going hard to the hoop, very skilled finisher.
Here's Odom. That drops. Odom's got his first points of the night.
Nice soft touch to drop that one in.
Outside Thomas. Evans attacking. That's in there. Thomas with the assist.
Boy, they're scoring efficiently. They look very focused at the offensive end.
A nice start, no question, making all the right moves here early.
Kobe with it, picked up by Robertson. Bryant, again the Lakers.
He's just been dominant, trying to dig his team out of the hole.
Kings leading now by 4. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game. Robertson drives in, goes back up. In deep, Robinson drops it in.
Boy, they keep going inside offensively, and guys, they've been very aggressive here.
Yeah, huge advantage in points in the paint, and I think the defense has to make an adjustment to protect the middle.
Here's Dimes, and again it's the Lakers from deep.
You know, that's how you do it, guys. I mean, he passed his way out of the double team and into an easy basket.
Here's Robertson. Robinson, money shot. That's in, coming off the assist from Robertson. Robertson's got his 8th assist here tonight. Here's Kobe, and he beat the buzzer, but it's no good. No shooting scoring here at the end of it.
Coming up this Thursday, the Boston Celtics take on Deron Williams and the Brooklyn Nets.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And for the Kings, guys, what jumps out to you stats-wise?
And that first quarter was all about pace, guys, because this club really got out into transition, and that's how they built this lead.
They like to play fast, and they're doing a nice job filling the lane.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. On the court for Sacramento, we've got DeMarcus Cousins. Christie is out there with Mike Bibby. Then there's Griffin, and it's Stojakovic in at the 3 slot. And Doris Burke has something for us. Hey, Doris.
There's simply no denying that the Kings' DeMarcus Cousins is so gifted, but he's still trying to figure out how best to apply that talent. He said, in the past, I'd play against some of the smaller big men, and I'd try to take them off the dribble. I should be using my body, using my strength. It's just knowing what to use. Teammate Chuck Hayes said, if he just sticks to his strengths, which is in that paint and being a monster inside, he'll open things up, and we can all feed off of that. Guys?
Yeah, he's figuring out how to take the best advantage of his great size. I think he's well on his way. Thanks, Doris. 17-foot shot on the way.
Well, if you're a basketball fan, you remember Keith Smart.
God damn it.
The game-winning jump shot for Indiana back in the 1987 Final Four. And went on to have a long career as an assistant coach in the league and now doing a nice job as the main man at Sacramento.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And Coach Smart likes to keep in touch with his players off the court using text messaging. Check in with them often.
Well, that's the way you got to do it these days. I mean, you know, you got to take advantage of modern technology and be able to relate to your players, whether it's online social networking or whatever it is. I mean, you've got to be able to connect with your players as a coach on some level, and that's a good way for Coach Smart to do it.
Here's what the Lakers are going with right now. Russo's checked in for Shaq. Worthy comes in for Pau Gasol. Horry's checked in for Byron Scott. And West subs in for Dimes. Brooks kicks to Griffin. And finished off by Griffin.
Boy, I like the aggressiveness here, guys. Just powering it down that time.
And descended gradually as he lingered on the rim.
Yeah, you got got to be careful, too, guys, because the referees will call a technical pretty easily on that play. He got away with it there.
And the replay, of course, presented by Sprite. What a play.
And a really poor job boxing out there, guys. A momentary lapse in concentration, I think.
Evans outside. Pass to Griffin. Misses the chippy right there.
Even though he missed it, he couldn't pass up that chance.
Yeah, that's an easy jump shot. You got to take that.
West, that's good.
He played with so much drive. You know, Jerry West seemed to live and die with every win and loss, and that fire drove him to become an incredible player.
And really, Steve, there was nothing he couldn't do on a basketball court. A fearsome scorer and defender. And they called him Mr. Clutch for a reason. Legendary performances in the playoffs throughout his Hall of Fame career. Aaron Brooks last season played in China and made it all the way to the championship round over there. He's a player who's absolutely NBA material. He's proven that. But he didn't want to wait and see how the lockout
Damn it.
So he took the opportunity abroad. Good for him.
Just a blown opportunity there.
Aaron Brooks, he had an established role as the backup point guard in Phoenix, and Steve now reestablishing himself in the NBA.
Well, I'm interested to see if he can pick up where he left off as far as his production is concerned. You know, it's not easy to leave the NBA for a year, and even though he was playing in China, it's a totally different situation.
What's Kobe doing?
Brooks is talented, he's quick, and he can really light it up.
Robinson, that's good.
Carving him up inside there, Kevin. I mean, the defense has been vulnerable in there.
Yeah, that's 3 straight field goals in the paint area. That's really good offense.
Outside, Kobe. From deep three-point range, Rebounds grabs the board.
Now, slight advantage for them in the rebound category. They've got to continue their work on the glass.
Yeah, I agree with you, Steve. I mean, they're on the right side of the ledger, and that is all that matters to them right now with the lead they have. You know, the Lakers didn't really have the bite on defense they once had last season, Kevin. It showed up in their inability to create turnovers. They were at the bottom of the league in terms of steals.
And there's the pass to Thomas. And out of bounds as the Lakers gain possession. Now here the 2K leaderboard with last season's top rebounding teams. The Lakers second.
Yeah, it was an impressive campaign for their big man, and I thought the whole team did a really nice job of getting bodies on people and really boxing out.
Shaq is checked in for Lamar Odom. And the Kings also making a change. Christie's checked in for Robertson. Yeah, Clark, the Lakers dead last in steals, as you said. Below, a lot of teams that had a lot more trouble playing defense, like the Raptors and Bobcats. But I didn't sense the Lakers were jumping into passing lanes. They kind of set back in their defense, and we're trying to pack it in.
Yeah, well, that's playing to your personnel. When you've got 2 7-footers at the rim, you don't want those guys to get in foul trouble. So you really want to funnel players into the lane and to the baseline to have to shoot over the top of those guys. You don't want to be out in the passing lane taking all kinds of risks.
Here's what the Lakers are going with right now. Saul comes in for Meta World Peace. And it's Johnson in for Dimes. Here's Christie. Oh, the one-hand jam.
That was a nice, strong one-hand jam there.
Yeah, brought it back and ripped it down.
Yeah, that's how you do it. That's nice.
West kicks to Johnson. West, he's guarded by Thomas. And it's West missing. Kings leading now by 9. He feeds it to Cousins. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Last outing for Sacramento, they won that game against the San Antonio Spurs.
They went up against an extremely passive defense in that game, Clark. That was something to watch.
Yeah, but trust me, Steve, they weren't complaining about it at all. I mean, you love to catch a team having an off night defensively.
Here's Griffin. Cousins. Over Johnson. It's blocked by Shaq. That's good.
Damn it, dude.
Really strong performance by them so far on the glass.
You know, the lead they have in the rebounding category is also part of the reason they're on top on the scoreboard as well.
And here's Kobe for 3. Kobe can't get that one to fall. Well, they're really making a point of keeping the ball moving around.
Yeah, Steve and Kevin, you guys got to
Jesus
love this
Christ,
teamwork.
man.
I mean, everybody's involved and engaged. It's just a thing of beauty to watch.
Yeah, sure is. And when all 5 guys, Clark, are threats to score, that makes it so tough on the defense because now you can't account for everybody when the ball's moving so quickly.
West gets the bucket.
Gotta love the low post offense. That was beautiful.
Thomas against West. Cousins with a screen on West. Here's Evans. The Lakers with the rebound. This game against Sacramento is the first time they've met this year.
Well, somehow they managed to actually lose the season series to this squad last year. I guess some teams just kind of have your number.
Inside, deflects the pass. Gasol with the steal. On the wing, Kobe. There's the triple. Evans gets the rebound. Kings leading now by 6. Outside Thomas. Cousins inside. Shaq on him. Evans off the pick from Cousins. Evans passes to Thomas. Fires from deep. Good.
Wow.
He's got his second bucket tonight. Here's Johnson. Got it off in time, but it's no good. And so that's the end of the first half. Kings lead by 9. We'll
now presented by Sprint.
It's a big lead at the half.
Today to honor our nation's hero. It'll be the Hawks against the Clippers.
All right, the second half beginning in just a moment. You look at Kobe Bryant in this game. I mean, he has been everywhere.
Yeah, he's done a great job of finding the soft spots in that defense. A very efficient game for him so far.
Yeah, and I like what he's done, Steve. I mean, he's made a couple of jumpers here or there, but what he's really done impressively is allow the game to come to him.
So with Worthy sitting on the bench, this is the group Mike Brown has right now. Pau Gasol is out there with Magic Johnson. Then there's Kobe. Then there's Shaquille O'Neal. And it's Dimes in at the point guard position.
Boy, you have to feel a little sorry for Kings fans. I mean, you think about what they've been through the last year or so. It looked like the team was all set.
Dude, Magic is getting burned by Peja.
For Sacramento, they thought they had an exciting new arena deal. That fell apart, and now it's kind of back to square one. Nobody seems to know what's going to happen with this Kings franchise. That shooting percentage is off the charts, guys. He's really hitting his shots today.
Christie kicks to Cousins, and the shot is good. Cousins has got 8 points.
Hot start for this club coming out of halftime. That's 3 in a row now.
Just a roller coaster ride for Sacramento and Kings fans. Steve, you're right. Really, what I imagine the team wants is just to have some certainty of where their future is. You know, Clark, that's a big thing for any town, any team.
Without question, Kevin, anytime there's rumors swirling about a team as to where it's going to be located, it can't be good for anybody associated with the organization, especially the players.
Christie kicks to Griffin. He passes to Robertson. Rebounded by the Lakers.
Even with that miss, they're shooting 75% coming out of the break. That's a strong start to the half.
And the basket by Kobe.
Well, he did a nice job of getting himself into just enough of an open area to find that spot for his shot.
Cousins defended by Shen. Cousins dishes to Robertson.
What the fuck?
Call time here. Blake Griffin really making a difference here.
He's getting to the rack all game, and if they can't do a better job of keeping him out of the paint, they're in for a long night. And a look here at how the Lakers ranked in the NBA last season. 2nd in rebounding, 7th in assists, and they were a top 10 team in field goal shooting. Not bad for a team that's got an awful lot of young, talented players.
And this is a team that really relied most heavily on the rebounding numbers that you talked about. I mean, they're top 5. They're a team that likes to attack the lane at both ends of the floor, really control the glass on defense, and try to pound you inside with the offensive boards.
The dish to Stojakovic. Back to Robertson. Good ball movement here by the Kings. Christie the pass to Cousins. The feed to Stojakovic. The 3 is launched, and that is good. Stojakovic has got 9 points here in the second half.
Well, he's an assassin from three-point range, guys. That's the first thing people talk about when his name comes up.
Yeah, he really has a feathery touch from out there. Really soft and sweet. His consistency in shooting the ball is just amazing. Release point, trajectory, everything right where it needs to be. And they've really come out of halftime
go, Shaq.
in the eye of the tiger. Plenty of fire in their eyes and tremendous focus and intensity.
Passes it to Christie. Dishes to Griffin. He's up against Gasol. And then Cousins with the dunk.
You You know, he can be a little awkward with the ball sometimes when it's in his hands, but not that time.
Why do you think it is we don't see more of those out of him, Steve?
I don't know. I mean, he's certainly got the size. He just lacks the confidence, I think, sometimes near the basket.
No question about it, guys. He's been one of their best performers today.
They swipe it. Here's Dimes. But they get it back.
Well, second chance points are going to be key. They've got to keep this team off the boards.
And, Steve, any slip-ups boxing out can really cost you there.
Robertson with it. Pass to Christie. He kicks to Stojakovic. Another three for Sacramento.
Another open look hits bottom from outside.
Yeah, and that's 3 of their last 5 makes from beyond the arc.
Toby, that's for 2. And again, it's the Lakers.
Kobe getting it done. Just a gorgeous shot that time.
So the Kings call timeout. They're first.
Staples Center was just an unwelcoming venue all around last season, and the Lakers did their part by defending the home court not only with pride, but passion, too.
Russo's checked in for the Lakers. Worthy comes in for Pau Gasol. Adi Divac's checked in for the Kings. Hayes comes in for Blake Griffin. Hayes, nice second effort. Good job staying with it. Hayes has got his first points in this one. He dishes it to Kobe. Takes a 3. Good. Lakers always tough, as you mentioned, Clark, here at home. And last year, no different. Ended up 26-7 here inside the Staples Center. Was a big part, Steve, of why they were able to win the Pacific Division.
Well, any team that is a serious championship contender, Kevin, is going to control its home floor. And the Lakers, despite the fact that they lost in the conference semifinals, they were a contender, and they controlled their home floor pretty much all season long.
And the Lakers making a change here. O'Neal's checked in, and then for Sacramento, Blake Griffin. He's checked in for Hayes. And it's Brooks in for Christie.
Well, I like that he's come up with some big baskets for this team to help him out in getting this lead.
Johnson kicks it over to Worthy. And he's knocked off course by the D. The foul called. He'll shoot free throws. It's going to be on Blake Griffin.
There's no way to deny it. Just overall a rough season for the Kings last year. I mean, they struggled early, went through a coaching change. Never a good sign when you have to make it through the Western Conference. It's hard enough without those kind of distractions and speed bumps.
Pau Gasol is checked in for the Lakers. And then for Sacramento, Cousins comes in for Vlade Divac. Christie subbed in for Aaron Brooks. That's good. Stojakovic has got 14 points now in the second half.
You know, when he plays well, generally the team does too, and it's exactly what we're seeing here today.
The West can certainly take a lot out of a team. The Kings felt that sting last year against Western Conference opponents. They went 16 and 32. Steve, not an easy task.
No, but for the Kings, you know, they did seem re-energized after the coaching change with Keith.
Oh my God.
Over. A lot of young players. They've got to grow together. They've got to learn together, and it's going to be very interesting to see this team evolve as the years go on. But you see the contrast here offensively. They're really starting to make that mid-range shot.
Yeah, and I love it. You know, just finding the gap and looking for a little airspace, a little room to get the shot off. They're doing a nice job.
Robertson outside. Back to Griffin. Worthy defending. Fader on the way. And again, it's Sacramento converting.
I can tell you for sure they didn't want this. I actually can guarantee it. They're getting pounded, brutalized inside.
It wouldn't be so bad if they were getting the same looks on the other end, but that's just not the case.
And Kobe gets it to go.
9 straight points for them off of wide open looks from deep. Something has to change for this deep.
Yeah, they're just giving up too many easy shots out there. They've got to close out harder, get a hand up, make him put it on the floor.
And it's the Lakers on the break. Here's Worthy, rises up and throws it down.
All business there, not messing around one bit. Flushed it right with one hand.
He never does, Clark. He never does.
Well, that's kind of his trademark, those slams like that one.
The pass to Christie. Some nice ball movement here by the Kings. Rebounded by the Lakers. Kobe's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Here's Dimes. That's good. And it's Kobe with the assist. Kobe's got 4 assists in the game.
Boy, these threes are picking them apart. I mean, 4 out of the last 5 shots against them, all uncontested. and all are threes.
Yeah, the defense just looks uninterested right now. I mean, they're not making the effort to challenge these shots.
He just barely beat the buzzer.
Let's go.
Wasn't rattled at all. I mean, he's the kind of guy you want taking those shots.
Yep. That concludes.
1 quarter to go.
The NBA season gains momentum. The Chicago Bulls hit the road for a duel with the Los Angeles Clippers.
Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter of play should begin momentarily. Now, let's check in with Doris Burke for the Sprite Uncontainable Game. Doris?
Kevin, our uncontainable game in this one, the stretch by the Kings. A big second quarter from them pushed them out in front, and they have had no problems keeping the lead. It's their game for the taking.
All right, Doris, thanks. And the run Doris mentioned, guys, that was really a huge game changer here.
No question, Kevin. Probably the pivotal moment in the game so far, and I thought that really set the tone.
You know, one of the things that was interesting to me is you could see the body language of both teams change at that point. Obviously in different directions. Confident and assured on one side and a bit of chin in your chest on the other side.
And a look at the five for the Kings to start the fourth. We've got Tyreek Evans, DeMarcus Cousins out there with Hayes. Then it's Brooks, and it's Stojakovic in at the small forward position.
Oh.
But Trey, they get it again. Here's Cousins, and it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Excellent game we've seen from DeMarcus Cousins. He has 9 rebounds, and he's been credited with the steal today as well.
Well, I'm sure he's happy to have a defensive contribution that he can point to in the box score.
Here's what the Lakers are going with right now. Pau Gasol is checked in for LaRusso, and Kobe is subbed in for Magic Johnson. Sacramento also making some changes. Blake Griffin, he's checked in for Hayes.
Took the lead.
Comes in for Tyreek Evans. And it's Robertson in for Aaron Brooks. Stojakovic.
There goes the lead.
And Robertson with the assist. Stojakovic has got 26.
Man, they are both lighting it up here.
Exciting basketball, Steve. I mean, it's been back and forth, each side dropping in points every chance they get.
Kobe with the bucket.
He's done an outstanding job all game long. Absolutely a great job of finding an opening against the defense.
They grab their own miss, and Griffin slams it in.
Step aside, step aside. We've got the big fella coming through.
That is a powerful brand of basketball right there.
Man, an amazing putback. You just love the effort from this guy.
The quick pivot move got him the angle. And the Lakers lead by 1. Well, as we move into the fourth, it's been an even game.
Yeah, it has been. Neither team able to create any significant separation so far.
Steve?
Yeah, that's right, guys. The lead has now changed hands 5 times. And he will take the ball right into the teeth of the defense.
Outside, Kobe. This all setting the pick for Kobe. And a miss there on the triple. And it's Shaquille O'Neal with the foul. That's his 3rd foul of the game. And the Lakers making a change here. Johnson's checked in. Robertson kicks to Griffin. And an emphatic dunk.
Tell you what, you gotta love his aggressiveness finishing inside like that.
Well, his leaping ability, Clark, gives him a great advantage.
And that's why they look to get him the ball around the rim. I mean, it feels like it's either a dunk or a foul and a couple of free throws every possession. Well, in a tie game, I mean, he is trying to carry this team all by himself.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Yes, I was able to hear what Keith Smart had to say to his team. He told them, this is it, fellas. Let's hit them right out of this timeout. Put some pressure on them. Show them how much you want it. Let's go get it. Guys, he's really exhorting them to give them a burst of energy.
And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. Kicks it to Robertson. Open look. And again, it's Sacramento converted.
Well, good job finding a little opening in the defense and burying the jumper.
Kobe dishes to O'Neal. The jump hook, and the Lakers tack on 2 more.
And he knows how to finish when he gets that close to the hoop.
The Kings have gone 6 of 8 from the field in the fourth so far. It's been a great start to this final quarter for them. The shot no good. Good work defensively by Gasol. Here's Dimes. Scooped up. And for the Kings, they're shooting just phenomenal here tonight. 73% from the field. Wasted no time on that one. And the Kings lead by 2.
Now they've got to offer more resistance inside. Just too many easy buckets in the paint.
Yeah, Steven, that's the top priority for any defense. You got to protect the paint.
A three-pointer off the mark. The Kings have gone 7 of 10 shooting the ball since the start of the fourth quarter. And that one's good. Griffin.
Boy, they are really
Holy shit.
up inside here. I mean, that's 8 of the last 10 points they've given up inside, in the paint.
Yeah, and the paint should be sacred ground for a defense. I mean, you can't let anybody just trot in there and get an easy bucket. Another three goes down, guys.
Yeah, you got to get up into them defensively. I mean, you got to put pressure on guys and make them put the ball on the floor.
Christie the pass to Griffin.
Hammer time. Hammer time. Yeah, he's giving that breakaway rim a workout.
Yeah, he powered it down and then hung around.
Strong finish. And he just wanted to sit there and savor it for a second.
And that was Sprite bringing you the...
Jerry ain't got the shot.
And it's Shaquille O'Neal with the foul. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
That's number 4 on him, and he's got to start being aware of how close he is to 6. I mean, he's got one more foul before being DQ'd, that is.
West is checked in for Dimes. Feeds to Robertson. West on him. Shot left block. Robertson's shot is off.
And as they grab one there, I was going to make the point that they just haven't done enough.
Oh, that was way too far. What am I doing?
I don't mind that shot, though. He's an excellent three-point shooter. He's just showing a lot of confidence there.
I'm right with you there, Steve. I mean, let it flow when you're feeling it. It's not enough for the defense to just get into position. They've got to get in the way.
He took what they gave him and cashed in.
Yeah, he paid it off.
Yeah, in a big way. Superb finish.
Back to that point you were making about rebounding, Clark, it seems like they're coming up short just about every time.
Well, you're right, Kevin. You know, as we've seen here, that lack of rebounding has certainly shown up on the scoreboard.
Now a timeout called by Sacramento. They're winning by 3. 1:56 left in the 4th. Dimes is checked in for West. Here's Griffin. Passes it to Christie.
Oh, how about that basketball, man?
Beautiful.
Wow. Man, oh man, finishing with flavor.
Yeah, he put something extra on that one. You're right.
And the bench going wild, guys. They love it. What an amazing dunk.
Here's Dimes. Buries it from 3-point range. Dimes got 13 points in the second half.
Wow. Wow. What a great performance from him. He's hit 3 in each half.
Cousins with it. Gasol covering. Here's Robertson. And there are the Kings with another bucket. Lakers trail by 4. Got a piece of it. Dunked hard with one hand.
We see more and more point guards with that kind of impressive dunking ability, don't we?
Absolutely. We're seeing more and more of that kind of explosiveness. In fact, the point guard now has never been as prominent and as important, I think, in the game than it is right now.
I agree. Some of that is the rule changes, guys. No hand checks. The floor is more spread. But yeah, this new breed of athletic point guard is so exciting.
First free throw is good, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. Second one is good. Hitting both at the line, and it's a 5-point game.
Nice work there. Steps up, knocks them down, and makes it a 2-possession game.
Back to Johnson. Nice ball movement here by the Lakers. And the basket good. Kobe's got 60.
That's now 6 straight points off open threes. Get a hand up, fellas. Pay attention to the scouting report.
Well, you know how quickly things can go south when you start giving up wide open looks to this team.
They get it back. It's blocked.
They definitely had the advantage inside. Another big grab a moment ago.
To the paint.
No.
51 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Robertson drives in. Back to Griffin. Pass to Christie. On the wing, Stojakovic. Out of bounds. Kings ball as Sacramento keeps possession. And here are the Kings now. Shot clock at 5. Robertson.
Oh.
That had to feel good.
Yeah, he exhaled as that one went down.
The Lakers shooting has been brilliant in this game. 67% from the floor. And here's Kobe from the arc. Money! And what a sensational bucket to bring them within one. And I think we'll see them burn the clock a bit here.
I think that's probably a smart move.
I think so too. And the foul called on Dimes. Kent will get him his 4th foul of the game, and with the bonus, we'll head to the line for 2. So the first one drops, and that will put them up by 2. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 3-point game.
And those free throws will make things very hard on them. Only a 3 will save them now.
Outside, Kobe. To tie it up. Bullseye! And oh, that's an enormous 3-pointer.
One after the other, Kobe taking care of business.
Robertson up top. Throws up the alley-oop. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Johnson attacking.
Sometimes folks forget about his decent mid-range.
Yes.
He can knock those
Oh my God, dude.
And so it's the Lakers.
What a win.
On top here. And Clark, it was quite a nail-biter.
Yeah, it was tight. Their guys were able to come up with big plays down the stretch, and that's the difference.
Thanks for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. We'll see you next time. And now, our Jordan player of the game, Kobe Bryant.
Damn. Kobe dropped fucking 66 points. Yes, sir. That was a good game. Jets with the black? Nah, dude. I like the old school. The Namath. They had it right when they brought that shit back. I don't know why they took that away. Knicks could be shopping John Starks. Ooh, now we got the Spurs. I can't believe I won that game, honestly. This is a tough one.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Damon Bruce. It's Tuesday night basketball.
Welcome, everyone, to this 2K Sports broadcast live in Los Angeles at the Staples Center. I'd like to welcome you to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan. Joining me, Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and courtside, Doris Burke. Lakers are enjoying this break from the road, with most of their upcoming games taking place at home. They have a chance here to make a nice little push.
Looking at the Lakers, they've done it again this season. Established themselves as one of the league's elite teams.
And, you know, that's really the mark of a great franchise, Clark, when you can do it over and over again, particularly when the expectations are high, because the pressure's on, and all you can do is continue to work and compete and try to perform at the same level you've been at, and that's exactly what this team's doing.
And the starting group for the Spurs, Parker and Ginobili, their backcourt. Dennis Rodman is out there with Duncan, and it's Havlicek in at the 3. And for the Lakers, they've got Magic Johnson. Shaquille O'Neal is out there with Pau Gasol. Then there's Kobe, and it's Dimes in at the point guard position. And he's good on the second.
Well, Tony Parker does most of his scoring in close to the bucket. He is so fast and quick. The ability to get to the rim, Also got that great floater, which accounts for his wonderful shooting percentage. He's able to shoot right over the top of those big guys. Those in-between shots, so difficult, but he makes them look easy.
Havlicek, the pass to Ginobili. The pass to Duncan. It's a look, and he knocks down the jumper.
I feel like I'm gonna get
first points of the night.
fucking creamed by the Celtics. They're fucking stacked.
Tony Parker's penetration ability. One season, he almost led the league in points in the paint.
And for a point guard to do that, Kevin, that's really unheard of. It speaks to his ability to get to the lane and make tough shots, as well as his mentality offensively.
That's another one they didn't have is Dr. J.
This guy doesn't overpower anybody, but he cuts him up and dices him up as well as
Dr. J and AI would have been good together.
Following the basket by Shaquille O'Neal off his leg, and the refs whistling a kick ball.
Oh, Popovich.
First quarter, about a minute and a half in. Duncan left side. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker.
And head coach Mike Brown, a very defensive-minded guy, worked as an assistant in San Antonio for years under Greg Popovich. And last year, his first with the Lakers, they were much improved defensively.
So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And you talk about the defensive first philosophy for Coach Mike Brown. And Steve, it certainly helps to have the size the Lakers do inside to use that kind of system, to use that philosophy.
That's right, Kevin. And remember, they had the same philosophy in San Antonio when Mike Brown was an assistant because of the size with Duncan and Robinson. So with the Lakers size now, it's a similar defensive scheme, forcing everything to the baseline.
Nice defense. Good defense.
Make players shoot over the top of the Laker bigs. And it's been a blueprint for success for Mike Brown, not only in L.A., but Cleveland, Indiana, and San Antonio as well.
Bryant goes up and lays it nice and easy. Kobe's got 5 points so far.
You can cause a defense just so many problems. There aren't many ways to slow him down.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
You know, a good way to get to the top of the Western Conference is to have the most wins when playing other Western teams. The Spurs did that with a great mark on the year.
Kicks it to Gasol. And good on the basket. Book it. Gasol's got his first.
Man, fuck the Spurs. You know what I'm saying?
3 of 4 from the field to start out the game.
They won that game at the offensive end, guys. It almost seemed like they got something out of every possession down the floor.
And Steve, the few times they did come up empty, it didn't really carry over. They never lost their momentum.
Havlicek outside. Just 4 to shoot. Puts up a 3, and that one's good.
Okay.
Havlicek's got his second basket. We always hear about how tough and brutal the West can be, Steve, but the Spurs made it look so easy with how they handled their conference schemes.
Yeah, it was really shocking, Kevin. I mean, everyone knew the Spurs would be good, but not that good. They went 35-13 against other Western teams, and that winning percentage interconference
what am I doing?
Allowed them to get that #1 seed going into the playoffs. Nice touch near the hoop.
Kobe kicks to Shaq. With the drop step. Shot denied. Havlicek against Shaq. Back to Havlicek. High post shot. Again, the Spurs good for 2.
Soft defense right there. Way too soft.
Lakers trail by 3. Back to Johnson. It's stolen by Duncan.
Terrible passing.
Duncan left side. Here's Parker. And another basket for San Antonio. So timeout called here. The first for Los Angeles. This game coming on the heels of their win against the Kings.
And the story of the game, Kevin,
Spurs had quite the little dynasty.
Really lit it up from 3-point range.
Well, they were giving far too many open looks from out there, Steve. I mean, they were shooting warm-up jumpers. That's what happens when you play a team that's weak on the perimeter defensively.
Well, they were getting run ragged out there. Good time for a timeout. Maybe it was even too late, but this club has to regroup now.
Well, I tell you what, it wasn't pretty, and they definitely needed to take a minute to talk things over.
Looking at who's out there now for the Lakers. Russo's checked in for Shaq. Odom comes in for Pau Gasol. James Worthy's checked in for Magic Johnson. And West subs in for Kobe.
Well, it's been well documented. Last year was a season that Lamar Odom would just as soon forget. He had a traumatic offseason with some personal issues, was considering taking a sabbatical from basketball, and then was traded from the Lakers to Dallas. So he really struggled, never could get his game on track.
No good from Ginobili.
Looked like an easy 2 points right there.
You know he's kicking himself for that miss.
Outside Odom to end the run, and the shot is good. Odom's got himself going with his first basket of the game.
You know, he's a rarity in the NBA, guys. A big man who can launch it from deep.
And, of course, going back to Odom, an aborted trade to the Hornets upset him. He asked to be traded and ended up going to Dallas. And you know what? That didn't work either. And they were the defending champs.
And now he's on to his next stop. And let's hope this season is a much better one for him, both on and off the court. He had some personal travails that contributed to being a very difficult season for Lamar Odom.
Here's Odom after the made shot from Manu Ginobili. Just 5 to shoot, and that one's good. Odom's got 5 points so far.
Well, everyone seems to have the hot hand here early on.
They're going to make you
we'll definitely
a Teddy character.
From both of these teams.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. And this is the first season matchup.
Put him on Golden State.
Yeah, these were two of the top teams in the conference a year ago. And I'll tell you what, this club was really at their best in those games. The season series really belonged to them.
So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. Here's Free. His last outing, he had 8 points. And that one's good.
World be free, baby.
We've got 1:28 left in the first. Outside Odom. Worthy. Back to Odom. Lakers working the ball around now. And here's West from the arc. And another 3 for the Lakers. You just can't overstate how important those matchups between the top conference teams are.
Well, there's always a lot at stake, Kevin. You want to get that good seed in the spring. Both these teams know every game is going to be a battle.
These players think about that. They know about the seeding.
They sure do. They've got it in their mind.
Here's Green. That is good. There's 53 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Leonard against Worthy. Odom. That's good. Odom's got his 3rd bucket of the night. San Antonio leading. Here's Free. Feeds it to Diao. Leads him in there. And he slams that one down.
At his size, he can really finish at the rim.
Yeah, and not just layups, as you just saw, folks. Wow.
Unbelievable, isn't it? I mean, able to throw it down with ease.
Now here's Odom. Nice.
Fucking Lamar Odom, huh? Yeah, baby.
Odom's got 9.
Off to a really solid start. He's knocked down 4 of his first 5 shots.
Here's Free. Diao, the screen. Free passes to Leonard. Over Odom. And the Spurs scoring again. Here's Dimes. A good game so far as we conclude the first quarter.
That was a bad pass.
Live from the...
Tune in next Sunday. The GOAT.
Well, up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Spurs?
And how about the defense, guys? They have really controlled the lane with their shot blocking.
Yeah, excellent defense there. Every shot has either been altered or rejected.
On the floor for San Antonio, Parker and Manu Ginobili, their backcourt. Havlicek is out there with Dennis Rodman, and it's Duncan in at the 5. And let's now go to the sideline. We'll catch up here with Doris Burke. Doris?
Gentlemen, thanks. It's such an interesting relationship between Tony Parker and Spurs coach Greg Popovich. Tony said in his early days, he was so hard on me. Sometimes in film sessions, it was like the Tony Parker show. I was just 19, so he had to accelerate my game. Now he's a little laid back. Sometimes I joke with him like, you're going soft. Pop says he loves giving Tony a hard time still.
Man.
When he scores, I tell him he needs to pass. And when he assists, I tell him he needs to score. Said Tony, I'm used to it with Pop. Kevin, you gotta love
What?
the dynamic
What?
here.
What?
Yeah, plenty of camaraderie in that locker room.
I pressed the
Thanks,
button to
Doris.
pull out.
Well, you can sense the humor that's always balanced out that tough love.
And the Lakers with some changes. Ori comes in for Pau Gasol. And it's Dimes in for West. Kawhi Leonard's checked in for San Antonio. Free comes in for Tony Parker. Passes it to Duncan. Pass to Free. 6 to shoot. And Johnson with the block. And out of bounds as the Lakers gain possession. Here is the 2K leaderboard with last season's top passing teams. In fourth, the Spurs.
Yeah, wonderful passing team, and it was the kind of basketball that fans love to watch. Very unselfish.
Lakers trail by 5. Just about a minute and a half has gone by here in the second. On the wing, Kobe. Right side, Kobe. Right side, Kobe. Fires from deep. And another 3 for the Lakers.
Well, he's one player who can get hot in a big hurry. It's like he has an on-off switch, and once it gets flipped on, he's tough to stop.
And also, he's absolutely able to do some incredible things in the air. I mean, he can look like a gymnast sometimes, twisting his body, double clutching his shot. But he maintains a smooth approach to it all.
And it's Havlicek missing.
That's an easy shot there. That's a shot that he should make more often than not.
He didn't get to that one quite in time, Kevin. Those can be tough to gauge sometimes.
Yeah, the fans not happy at all with that whistle.
And the fans, as you would expect, not allowing their feelings to be kept on mute. They didn't care for that one.
Here's what the Lakers are going with right now. Russo's checked in for Shaq. Worthy comes in for Ori. Byron Scott, he's checked in for Kobe. And West subs in for Dimes. Scott, good.
Well, he could have earned some style points there.
Byron.
He doesn't need to use the fadeaway when he's that wide open.
You know, the Lakers weren't quite as dominant as they were in 2010-11, but it wasn't because of how they played against the West. They really did a nice job against their conference rivals.
Lakers trail by 4. Johnson dishes to Worthy. The feed to West. Again, the Lakers.
You know, that's a solid shot right there, Kevin. I mean, he's one of the better low post finishers we'll see.
32 and 16 was their end mark of the season against the West. The Lakers certainly showed they can play with every team that was a contender out there, and they were tough, but it just at the end, it just did not come together.
Well, nonetheless, winning 2 out of every 3 games you play in conference action is a good recipe for finishing near the top of the standings. The Lakers would have loved to have been that #1 seed, but they didn't get
Byron.
it. It wasn't because of how they played in the West, though.
It was, I think, the 3rd seed in the Western Conference, as it turned out. Here's Diaw, and the Spurs scoring again. Timeout called the Lakers.
Boy, the Spurs were a force last year. In part, it was because of their play on the road. Veteran teams just seem to know how important road games are, and they were able to get the job done away from home.
Meta World Peace, he's checked in for James Worthy. And San Antonio also making a switch. Gary Neal's checked in for Daniel Green. The Spurs have gotten just over 50% of their shots to drop here in the second quarter. They're 5 for 9. And Mills kicks to Blair.
Jerry's on the bench at the moment. He's taking a breather.
Is like the Spurs, Steve, the easier it seems to be for them to get wins away from home, just because they aren't rattled. It seems like Clark by a big crowd away from home.
Well, and the Spurs closed out the season on the tear with their road.
The last game I won in the final second, bro.
And the second best in the
It's a
entire
tight one.
22 and 11.
Every game is fucking tight now.
Here's Mills, defended by West. And Mills kicks to Havlicek. A rebound by the Lakers.
That's very uncharacteristic for him to miss that shot with such little defensive pressure.
Scott, good.
That's how you exploit that defense. Take the ball right to the basket.
Here's Mills, defended by West. The dish now to Blair. Fader on the way. It's rebounded by Johnson. Johnson's got 3 rebounds so far in the game.
Well, Greg Popovich, coach of the Spurs, he actually won Coach of the Year in 2003 and also in 2011. Well deserved, because He played a lot of people and overachieved in my mind. I don't think anybody.
Now that's some defense.
For the finish, a huge slam, the perfect end of the fast break.
I like that one-handed spike right there.
Yeah, that's how it's done.
Yes, sirree.
Yeah, he's not going to miss many of those.
Oh, we got a moment to look back to last year's Spurs right now.
I forgot where I put Pistol Pete.
First in three-point.
I think he's on the Sixers.
In overall offense. This team has a lot of firepower, and they play a high.
Oh no, I think I put his ass on the Celtics, which is ridiculous.
That you just talked about to me is field goal percentage. I mean, when you're the best in the league shooting the basketball, it's a clear sign that you have an unselfish team and a clear plan of attack. That club, very impressive with their offensive efficiency.
And that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession. And Steve, going back to Greg Popovich, he's won 2 Coach of the Year awards, and including last season to his credit. And you could argue the best coach in the league. Maybe he should win. Maybe he should win Coach of the Year every year. Now I know it didn't end that well against Oklahoma City last year, but his regular season to do what they did, remarkable.
Amazing. And yeah, I mean, Popovich should be considered for Coach of the Year every season just because of the
Big Shaq
of the San Antonio Spurs. Just amazing. And that's why we've seen this incredible run that the Spurs have been on.
Let's check out what Doris Burke has for us.
Gentlemen, the San Antonio Spurs have been bit by bit transitioning from one of the stingiest defensive teams in the league over the last decade to a more offensive-oriented team. Last year, they led the league in field goal percentage and three-point percentage, and were second overall in points per game. Coach Greg Popovich said that the change has been out of necessity as their roster has changed. He said, quote, "We spend more time working on offense these days because
fucking
our defense won't be as good as it used to be in the past. It just won't. Kevin, they may have lost some of their defensive quickness, but their scoring has never been better."
Well, Doris, don't call them boring. That offense is beautiful to watch. Magic Johnson, who checked in for the Lakers. And San Antonio also making a switch. Freeze checked in. That gives them the lead. 7 points for Ginobili.
Boy, they are really getting chewed up inside here. I mean, that's 8 of the last 10 points they've given up inside, in the paint.
Yeah, and the paint should be sacred ground for a defense. I mean, you can't let anybody just trot in there and get an easy bucket.
Parker, it's blocked by Shaq. That will count. No up. And we're through 2 here and a good one. It's the Spurs leading by just 1. And we'll be
now.
God damn.
Sprint.
Thanks for joining us on this Tuesday night. I'm Damon. The Trailblazers will square off.
Welcome back to Los Angeles and a bird's eye view from above the Staples Center. An exceptional performance from Tim Duncan.
Normally, he's not the guy at the top of the list who you think of when it comes to scoring, but he's had a great game here.
Yeah, you know what? He's kind of like found money, you know, when you sometimes stumble upon a few bucks in your pocket, you don't know where it came from, but you're glad to have it.
Shaquille O'Neal is out there at Pau Gasol. Then there's Kobe. Then there's Dimes. And it's Johnson in at the 3 spot. That's the Laker 5. Here's a look at the schedule for the Los Angeles Lakers. Next matchup, they'll be home against the Suns.
I'll be looking forward to seeing how that Phoenix game turns out for sure.
San Antonio leading.
You know, with the Lakers, it's all about winning titles. Anything else is considered a disappointment, and they were tested early, though.
That's all the space he needs, guys. He'll make you pay every time if you give him that shot.
Shaq covered by Duncan. That's good. Shaq's got 9.
Kevin, he's one of the best finishers we've got in this league. I mean, he rarely misses an opportunity to score inside when he has position.
And I just think his overall defensive presence is so valuable to this team. He's a great communicator and help defender, and that's important, talking on defense. His impact is much greater than you might realize.
We go back to that matchup for the Lakers against Denver. Kobe's illness, had the stomach flu, hard chest out with the suspension of the piece. You know, had gotten the late regular season suspension with the elbow to the side of the head of James Harden. Steve, they were certainly facing their struggles.
Yeah, and those struggles caught up to them in the next round, Kevin, when they lost to the Oklahoma City Thunder. the younger, more talented team winning in that one. So for the Lakers, moving forward, they've got a lot of talent, but it's aging talent. And sooner or later, they're going to have to...
My feet were planted. Come on, man.
Right around a minute and a half played here in the third quarter. And that'll be San Antonio as it goes out of bounds. Spurs retain possession. And a quick look now at how San Antonio's schedule is shaping up. Next up for them, the Knicks coming out here to play. They start a 3-game homestand with that game. Parker kicks to Havlicek. Shoots from 14. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Parker's got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. Timeout called the Lakers.
They've been very untidy with the ball here. You commit turnovers when you try to do too much or you force it. They need to focus on making the simple plays, good passes, and moving the ball around.
Lamar Odom is checked in for power.
Is it now?
Kobe kicks it to Odom.
Oh.
It's stolen by Rodman. And a fast break now for the Spurs. Rebound the Lakers. Johnson's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
Even with that miss, they're shooting 75% coming out of the break. That's a strong start to the half.
Here's Shaq. And again, no good by the Lakers.
Boy, they were ready for him right there. I mean, totally collapsed the defense on him.
That's good. Now it's a 4-point Spurs lead.
Okay.
What I like about Ginobili
6-point
is he's
lead.
not
I
just
know.
a scorer. He's one of the best passers in the league. And it's not something that he's always called upon to do in San Antonio. But in the flow of the offense, he can really pick you apart. That's a gut punch right there, Clark. Cough up.
Well, now it's a 6-point lead.
Beaten on the break at the other.
Yeah, that really hurts. That's painful.
Kobe kicks to Johnson. Back to Kobe. Nice ball movement here by the Lakers. Here's Shaq. And the rejection by Rodman. Here's Odom, and good coming off the assist by Magic Johnson. And 11 points for Lamar Odom.
Smart, he's just using his size advantage to get his shot off.
And a sweet stroke, too, you might add.
And Steve, you touched on Ginobili's passing last season. He was better than ever, averaging over 7 assists per 40 minutes.
That's point guard territory, Kevin. He's a terrific passer. And what it comes back to, I think, is he's really just a terrific all-around player. There are not many weaknesses or any weaknesses in his game. Particularly offensively. He can get it done any way you want it.
The Spurs making a switch here. Freeze checked in. 4 on the shot clock. Here's Odom. And so he's a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2. Now here the 2K leaderboard with last season's top rebounding team. The Lakers second.
Yeah, it was an impressive campaign for their big men. And I thought the whole team did a really nice job of getting bodies on people and really boxing out.
Kawhi Leonard is checked in for San Antonio. Parker comes in for Manu Ginobili. Now here's Parker. T right on him. He passes to Leonard.
Kawhi.
Shoots over Shaq. Leonard, no luck. Lakers trail by 3. Here's Dimes. That's good. And it's Kobe with the assist. Dimes got 5 points now in the quarter.
Jerry.
Kevin, I think he's got to demand the ball. They need him to be more aggressive if they're going to take control of this game. You know, some teams just know how to ramp it up in the postseason, and the Spurs are certainly one of those teams. I mean, Utah is one of the toughest teams at home, and the Spurs went in and swept them.
Back to Kobe for the lead. And another 3 for the Lakers. Guys, what a back-and-forth game this has been.
You know what? You're right. Neither side has been able to hang on to the lead for any kind of time at all.
Yeah, you're right. But 7 lead changes already.
Rodman against Odom. And the pass to Free. The Spurs need to get a shot off here. And it's rejected. And they force the shot clock violation.
Hell yeah.
And a look here at how the Lakers ranked in the NBA last season. 2nd in rebounding, 7th in assists, and they were a top 10 team in field goal shooting. Not bad for a team that's got an awful lot of young, talented players.
And this is a team that really relied most heavily on the rebounding numbers that you talked about. I mean, the top 5 They're a team that likes to attack the lane at both ends of the floor, really control the glass on defense and try to pound you inside with the offensive boards.
And that one's good. 14 points for Duncan. And for the Spurs last season, Steve, it was key to sweep Utah as they could rest up for the next round. Really helped them along the way.
Yeah, in fact, I thought they were the team to beat until finally getting swept away by Oklahoma City 4 straight after winning the first 2 games in the conference finals. But what a fantastic year for the Spurs. They were the best offensive team in the league. They just ran into a younger, more athletic team in the Thunder.
Here's what the Lakers are going with right now. Boys checked in for Meta World Peace, and it's Dimes in for West.
Well, they've really picked up the intensity here since halftime.
I think they got the pep talk in both teams now, really going after each other.
Parker passes to Ginobili. Dishes to Duncan. Tries to keep it alive. The 3 is launched. That's good from Ginobili on the assist from Duncan.
Damn.
Points for Ginobili. Outside, Kobe. Here's Dimes. Passes it to Orr. Outside, Kobe. The 3. And yes, sir, that one drops. Kobe's got 10 points now just in this quarter.
Another open look, hits bottom from outside.
Yeah, and that's 3 of their last 5 makes from beyond the arc.
Havlicek kicks to Parker. Wide open look. Another one falls for San Antonio.
You know, he's not the most flashy point guard out there, and you don't hear his name when people talk about the best point guards in the game, but I think Parker is one of the best in the business when it comes right down to it. He's able to do so many things out there for you, and just had a dominant season for the Spurs a year ago.
Steve, Parker's fearlessness going to the hoop is what makes him such a devastating player in crunch time. Often you'll see him go right into a bigger guy, take the contact, and still find a way to finish the play. And not much resistance on that jam.
Yeah, defensively, you're right. Not a great sequence.
Well, they lost track of him, and they paid the price.
Here's Kobe, and there's another one for the Lakers.
Boy, he's been good offensively tonight. I really like what I've seen.
Parker dishes to Havlicek. Takes a shot at the elbow. That is good. Havlicek's got 13. Here's Dimes. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
I like that. Attack and create the
Fighting
contact.
with your fist, dude? That's no way to solve a problem.
Good aggressive move.
Lakers shoot their 6th and 7th free throws in the game. He misses the
Ooh.
so it's both teams making substitutions here. He hits the 2nd from the line. 17 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Havlicek outside. Screen by Duncan. And Gasol sends it back. Right side, Kobe.
Oh, my God.
And we've reached the end of the 3rd quarter. Just a terrific.
On tap this week.
Welcome back as we get ready to start the 4th quarter. Who's at the Sprite uncontainable game in this one? Well, let's send it out to our Dorisburg. Doris?
Thanks, Kevin. And it's the Lakers with the Uncontainable Game Award for the offensive stretch they put together. It was their strong play on both ends of the court that got them here, with their best stretch coming in the 2nd period. They'll look to repeat that in the 4th.
Thanks, Doris. And guys, when you can put together that sort of streak that builds the momentum in a big way for your team, it's something.
Always, Kevin. I mean, it's impossible.
Oh, ridiculous move. Pour it down that time. You know, that's something he's capable of every trip down.
And
What
it's
the
just
fuck?
impossible to get tired of.
Yeah, there's always this excitement, this aura that surrounds it. And the crowd senses it.
And the
Okay. Just like that, I'm down by 4.
What a play.
And check out your point guard showing you major bounce above the rim.
How about this? The smaller the player, the bigger the highlight.
I love that.
And that was a highlight. Terrific finish.
But they haven't been getting lit up from outside here. All the points they're giving up are from in close. They've got to offer more resistance.
Yeah, defense has to get better, Clark. They've got to body up, bump somebody, get physical, force the action back out to the perimeter.
Here's Shaq. Gets it to go. Shaq's got 4 points this quarter.
Boy, I love the way they've been attacking inside, Kevin.
Now, guys, they're getting a lot of points in the painted area, not settling for outside shots, and I don't see any reason to change strategy here.
Pass to Free. He dishes it to Parker. And that is good.
No way, man.
Continues to be a shootout.
Boy, I'm a fan as well as a commentator, and I love this fast-paced action. I mean, it's going back and forth, back and forth.
Shaq, Rodman covering. Shaq kicks to Johnson. Shoots over Leonard. And Magic Johnson the bucket on the assist by Shaq. The Spurs have gotten every shot they've taken so far in the fourth quarter to go in. That's 5 in a row to start the quarter. And there's the pass to Free. Duncan high post. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Shot clock at 6. And Parker gets it to go. The assist from Rodman. And that's now 9 points for Parker.
Such an aggressive player. I just love the way he explodes to the rim.
Duncan against Shaq. Here's Dimes. Back to Shaq. Good luck. Gets the bucket.
His shooting percentage is off the charts, guys. He's really hitting his shots today.
The Spurs have gotten absolutely red hot shooting the ball here in the fourth. A perfect 6 for 6. Free, and the shot is
That dude is fast.
Free's got 6 in the quarter.
A great move to the hoop, capped off with the finger roll. He's an outstanding finisher in close.
As passes to O'Neal. It's stolen by Rodman. Fast break, here we go. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Holy
man,
shit.
Oh man, finishing with flavor.
Yeah, he put something extra on that one, you're right.
And the bench going wild, guys. They love it. What an amazing dunk.
Lakers trail by 6. Here's Dimes. From deep three-point range, but they'll get another chance. Spurs have gotten all 8 of their shots in the fourth quarter to drop. Truly remarkable. The offensive rebound. And the whistle blows, and it's going to be an over-the-back call here.
Well, he was boxed out. And
Over the back foul. Come on.
You have to just turn and get back defensively. That time he went right over the top.
Yeah, but you go straight on the top of another player's back, that's going to be a foul call every time.
And the Lakers making a change here. Lyons checked in. Havlicek, he's checked in for San Antonio. And Kobe throws it down home.
All business there, not messing around one bit. Flushed it right with one hand.
He never does, Clark. He never does.
Well, that's kind of his trademark, those slams like that one.
Rodman against Gasol. Rodman dishes to Duncan. Havlicek over Bryant. And John Havlicek the bucket on the assist from Duncan. And the Spurs lead by 6.
Tell you what, when it comes to hitting shots from the mid-range, they've shown a clear advantage in that area.
Well, it's not the most efficient shot, but you can't argue with the results that we're seeing. They're doing a nice job knocking them down.
This is Kevin Harlan. Reached up high and brought it down hard.
Well, that's how you do the dunk. That's for darn sure.
And that's how you come and commentate.
You guys are crazy.
He feeds it to Havlicek. Pocket 6. And it's San Antonio with another.
John Havlicek. Holy shit.
From that mid-range area.
Seems like every hoop they get, Steve, is a step or two in from the three-point line. I mean, you got to take what the other team is giving you, and they're certainly doing that.
Johnson kicks to Shaq. It's stolen by Duncan. Here's Havlicek. Gets it to go. Spurs lead.
Well, that makes 5 of their last 6 mates.
Down by 8.
Yeah, really focused on getting the ball into the paint because they're taking advantage of very porous defense down there.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Yes, Kevin, Mike Brown was just going over the plan with his team. He told his guys, I know we can do this, fellas. Let's maximize every possession and get after it and just watch. Things will go our way. Kevin?
It's Ginobili with the drive. Rodman, Johnson with the defensive effort. Lakers have gotten 7 of their 8 shots to fall here in the fourth. A tremendous offensive outburst. Here's Dimes. That's good. And it's Kobe with the assist. Kobe's got 5 assists in the game.
Well, they really picked up the intensity here since halftime.
I think they got the pep talk from both teams now, really going after each other.
.132 left here in the fourth quarter. Havlicek outside. Duncan against Shaq. Parker outside. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
What a game for Tony Parker. He has 9 points and a huge help.
Seemed like a clean block to me.
The conductor of this offense putting on a fantastic performance.
He drops the first one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 5-point game.
Nice work there. Steps up, knocks them down, and makes it a 2-possession game.
Here's Dimes. Outside for Gasol. Let's go. Here's Dimes. Covered by Parker. Duncan with the block.
What a terrible sequence.
Here's Havlicek. That shot's good on the assist by Ginobili. And the Spurs lead by 7.
The lift they've gotten from him today has been huge. I mean, he's been steady offensively and
Oh,
helped
no.
them get out in front here so far.
He's laboring out there.
Could
right
be.
now, guys. The shot has not been falling for him this quarter.
I knew the Spurs would be a little tough, though.
And that stretches their lead to 8. And so he drops them both. It's a 9-point ball game here.
That slams the door, guys. No chance they're getting back in the game after those free throws.
For 3, Kobe. The long distance 3 is buried.
Guy's been an artist with that 3-point shot.
He sure has been, Steve. I mean, the majority of his points have come from out there.
And for the Spurs, they're shooting with confidence. Wow, 66% from the floor.
Fucking foul him, stupid.
Parker outside. And the foul called on Dimes. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. That's the first, and that makes it a 7-point lead. A platoon swap here for the Lakers. San Antonio also making some changes. Boris Diaz checked in for Duncan. Green comes in for Havlicek. And Freeze subbed in for Manu Ginobili. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's an 8-point game. Timeout called the Lakers. They're trailing by 8. There's 21 seconds left in the fourth. Gary Neal's checked in for the Spurs. Here's Scott. Nails it. Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
Well, there's not a whole lot you can do when a team gets this hot from 3-point land.
All you can really do is hope that they cool off. I mean, the way it's going for them in the second half here, I don't see any sign of that happening.
The Spurs making a switch here. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 7-point game.
Boy, he showed a very steady hand in converting those 2 free throws, and now their lead is that much more secure.
Connects! Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5. And so they choose to intentionally foul. First free throw is good, and that increases their lead to 6. Second one is good, hitting both at the line, and it's a 7-point game. West against Parker. The dive for the ball. And it's out of bounds. The Lakers able to retain possession here. Off the inbound pass. Nails the triple.
You know, on defense, even on an inbounds play, you can't leave 3-point shooters alone on the perimeter. They paid for it there.
It's over. God damn it. Oh, the Spurs.
He hits the first one, and that puts them up by 5. So he gets them both, and it's a 6-point ball game.
Those foul shots right there with the dagger in the heart. It's all but over, guys.
And so it's San Antonio with the win. They came, they saw, they conquered.
Hey, Kevin, to me, any win is a good win.
And that about wraps it up for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA presented by 2K Sports. And now, Jordan presents our player of the game, John Havlicek.
John Havlicek. You know, I beef up these teams, and it's biting me in the ass. Kobe had 26. O'Neal had fucking almost 20. It was a bad game, though, from Jerry. Bad game from Jerry. Oof. And we got Phoenix next. Look at that record. I'm 6-2. Phoenix is 5-3. That's gonna be a fantastic game. This Phoenix is stacked. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for tonight. I am out of here. I'm done streaming for tonight. I know it was a short stream, but I'm gonna get a little sleep. Or try to.